Con que 1, 2, 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the machine. Okay. I guess this is the easy way to do it. Well, you can't see my drums. Okay. Well, you can't see my drums. Now you can see my drums. Oh, I don't get everything new. Is that in harmony? These drums are for sale, by the way, if anybody wants to buy them. Turn on the stereo here. Guess I can turn this off. I mean, let's take a look at what's going on outside here in California on this Saturday. I know it's got some feedback. I'll turn the sound down here in a minute. That's the weather here in California. I'll turn the sound down. We got cloud cover, so it's kind of like in and out. It's actually cold off and on when the sun. We got cloud cover, so it's kind of like in and out. It's actually cold off and on when the sun. There, I got the sound turned down. And go out and get yourself some sweet corn, because there's going to be plenty of it since those tariffs went up. They don't know what they're going to do with their soybeans. I know soybeans are not corn, but it's grain. So the discussion today, we're going to be talking about pornography. How many girls in here watch porno? How many girls are watching porno and getting jiggy with it and doing the wild thing? Okay, so we're going to start a discussion here in a little while, in a minute. Wait for some people to... Oh, I got to run outside and grab something. I don't know if I can run outside like this or not. Just a minute. bring some pistachios to show you, but that have to be for another day. I got 2 big bags of pistachios. That I cleaned myself, and I'm just gonna have to put on the uncomfortable shorts because I can't. I need to buy myself some sweats. I need to buy some sweats. So I'll probably just order them. But these are uncomfortable. Yeah, they're uncomfortable. They're not the right size, or they weren't made right. Okay, so, and I was going to tell you about one other thing before I took off and came back. Let's see if any people come in here. Let's see if there's any people that come in here. Can you still see me? It looks like you can see me. Yeah, so I'm recording this in vertical mode so that people will come into the comments. Okay. So this other guy I watched this morning, he was doing the live stream, and it was early in the morning. You know that here on the West Coast we're at a certain time, and then on the other places, you know, it's different time. And that you add into that daylight savings time, and it really gets everybody confused. They're so close to getting rid of that garbage, right? Arizona doesn't go by this phony freaking time, daylight savings time. And a lot of places around the world don't do that crap, right? Changing your clock. My feet are a little bit wet. I feel a little wet. A little shaky, a little nervous. A little bit of stage fright going on. So I'm still waiting for that one channel to come on and make a video, because I know she's watching, right? Doesn't take a rocket scientist. I told you that the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? And you know, some girls know how to use it. They hypnotize with their eyes. But regardless, so it's a little bit windy here in California today. The wind is blowing, and it's blowing in the right direction that way, so you know there's no storms coming. But it might change. It might turn and turn around, you know. I don't watch much of weather forecast, so, but I can tell you what's going on is woke up to overcast, and that the sun was shining down, and it just made these, you know, it looked very majestic, call it what you will. But, you know, it means something to everybody else. It means something different, right? And so I was watching a few videos this morning, and there's only so much stuff you can do on your phone until you're like, well, I'm talking about people who are living in poverty, right? There's only so much stuff you can do on your phone before you realize that you're just wasting your time, because 99% of the stuff that's on there is garbage. I know some are, in the gym, working out. That's all fine and good. But for the most part, what are they doing to help society? What are they doing to, let's all pull together so that everybody is having a good time, right? Is anybody doing that? Well, apparently there are some people out on the streets, protesting. So that's good. And there are some people out there filming it or live streaming it. So that's good. But what about the other 99% of the people out here on these live streams are doing anything to help the people who are struggling? And so, well, I guess it's because they just don't care. And not only do they not care, but they're actually evil, and they want it that way, I think. So today's discussion is going to be about pornography. And, well, the numbers that I read right now, I went in and I asked AI what was going on, right? And, well, actually, I asked Google search, and AI came out there and it said, well, this and this and this and this and this. So I went in, and there's like Quora and there's Reddit, but I don't think what they're saying is true, because they're saying that only 30% of females watch pornography. I think that's bull crap. Well, actually, it might be true, because it's easier for a female to go out and do the wild thing than it is for a male. So that might be true, right? Instead of watching porn, they go out there and do the wild thing. And so if you go and you search for yourself, no comments. Do I have to turn the whatchamacallit off for comments to actually come in here? That's crazy. Wow, no comments. I could turn it off for a minute, but that's strange, because people who like to leave negative comments, they don't want to subscribe. That's weird. That's interesting. So here we are. And we're talking about pornography. So let's take a look and see what's on pornography. Now, if I put this thing over to search for some porno, some naked pictures might come up, and that is not allowed. Even though in some countries everyone walks around naked, but in our country it's not permitted unless you go to a nudist colony or a nude beach. And they're pretty much everywhere. And in my humble opinion, I think they are a good thing because sun is healthy, and to get sun on your whole body is healthy. And that's why the rich people go on their yachts and get naked. And because it's not against the law for them to do that, because maritime, that means people who are on the ocean. Law is different than law on land. And so it's not a crime to be naked. Okay? Who invented this law that it's a crime? Ask yourself. So, the law is, if I was to get naked right now and walk around my house, I can do whatever I want. This is my house, right? If people choose to look into my windows, that's on them. But I could walk around my house naked if I want to. But the law is, what is your intent of walking around the house naked? Is it because you just feel comfortable, or are you trying to get jiggy with it? Right? If you're trying to get jiggy with it and have people looking at you, remember that song, The Streak, back in 1974? Oh yeah, they call him the Streak. That is against the law. It depends on what your intent is. How crazy is that? But anyhow, so the numbers are, trying to get into the picture here because I'm on vertical, and if I put it on horizontal, nobody will come into the comments, even though nobody's coming into the comments right now because it's on subscribers only. So if you want to leave a comment, you have to subscribe or be a subscriber. And there's a few hundred, getting close to 1K subscribers. So they've all been notified, I would imagine, unless they didn't click to get notified. And anyhow, before I talk about this thing about porno, let me tell you, because I know a lot of you want to go on here and do live streams. So let me tell you about this one person who's doing live streams. His viewership, he probably had, I don't remember how many people he had in the room. 20 or 100, I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure the likes were like 36 likes. And he was sitting in there talking, And I don't know what his thing is. I know he sells stuff, right? He sells things. I don't know what his, you know, motivation really is. His age is probably 50. And he's got a family. He's got a house, right? He's got some money. And someone said something in the comments. Someone left him a comment. And he was like, man, we don't need that hate here. And so he started saying stuff about this person who left this bad comment. And he starts basically psychoanalyzing him, right? And it just proves his stupidity. Or any of us who go off on a troll, right? Because you have no idea who this freaking troll is. So you sitting here trying to psychoanalyze the troll and saying all these bad things about him, what the troll is. You don't know if it's a dude or a chick. And so he goes off and he starts psychoanalyzing the troll. And he says, You're a scumbag living in the projects, right? Basically. He says, you're a scumbag, probably living in dilapidated housing and probably getting it on with your cousin who's really your sister or something like this, right? And I mean, just putting down whoever is in this situation, putting them down, right? It just proves what a total freaking idiot this dude is. You don't know who the F that is. It could be Mark Zuckerberg leaving the comment. Just tripping out on your dumbass, right? So, that's why I say that these video comments are so much needed to get these dummies to stop this foolishness. And I also told you about the other person on these video live streams who sat there acting like she was sleeping, right? Looking provocative. You want to just jump on it, right? And so she used that, but like sleeping, you can tell she's not freaking sleeping. She even tried faking like weird freaking movements on her face and stuff to act like she was sleeping. You can tell by the eyes when someone is asleep, if they're relaxed and sleeping. Okay, you can tell when someone has stress. You can see the stress. And, well, I told you that the comments just went crazy. So, that's interesting. I mean, I was like, well, if I wanted to boost my views, because that's what makes views go up, interaction in the video. And that's exactly what that did. And I explained what the whole psychology there was, right? On my last video. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. But I don't have the sexual attractiveness as what she has. So it probably wouldn't work for me. But who knows? It's worth a try, right? So, got no comments. So maybe I should turn that thing off for a minute. Okey-dokey. So without the comments turned on, I don't know how many people are in here. I'm looking at my video, but on here it doesn't show. Can you see how many people are in here? Oh, let me check. Look here. I'm gonna put these on. So it's Saturday, and yeah, we got cloud cover off and on. I got diesel fuel, so I can take a shower and still be warm. I need a infrared heater, because when you get out, those conventional heaters don't work. You need an infrared heater to warm you up, right? Even if it's cold around you, it's warming the person. It's like a sun. That's how it heats. It heats what it strikes. It doesn't heat the air. Oh, somebody just subscribed. Hello, person who just subscribed. Why don't you just leave a message? So that shows me that 1 hour ago, though, I wasn't online. They probably just wanted to know when I was going back online and they're watching. I don't really pay attention that much to the people who subscribe, but sometimes I go and check it out. So let me go to my channel here real quick. I'm on Facebook. I didn't know Facebook was as powerful as it is, right? I think I should probably try doing a live stream on Facebook just for giggles and grins. But I don't have very many people on there as friends. So maybe I'll change that a little bit. I don't know, maybe not. Okay, so let me go on to YouTube here and see how many people are in here. I was feeling a little depressed. You know, the stock market crashed because Dawn hit China with another 100% freaking tariff. And so China said, we don't want no freaking soybeans. And they were the largest buyer of soybeans, and they just picked all the soybeans. They've got all the soybeans in the silos over in Iowa. And their largest buyer just said, we don't want none. Well, can you blame them? I mean, if they were buying them for $100 and now it's $200 a bushel, I think that's what they call it. So let me go in here and see what's going on in here in the channel. I got 2 people in here, and that's this device and this device. Right? It can't be that dumb. Okay, so I've got 2 people in here. So that's not enough people for me to make a video. When I see it go up to like 5 people, then I'll start the discussion on pornography. Okay? So we'll just let it do its thing. I gotta go pay a water bill. I'll be right back. So, I will tell you who the porno sites are. Okay? And if you are a hardcore, if you watch porno every day, right? If you watch porno every day and do the wild thing, then if you watch porno, what porno site do you watch? What porno site do you watch? Okay, because I'm about to name the names. There used to be this song and it said, everybody, dun dun, make love. Get down, make love. Everybody get down, get down, get down, make love. I think it was by Queen, right? And they say Queen actually has songs that are satanic. That's what I saw on the web the other day. What's going on here? Restarting device. That's great. So I'm still showing two people, which means there's nobody in here. Right? I have to go to the dentist. So I'm not looking forward to that because, they still use these silver fillings. I don't think they use silver fillings in Europe, right? I'll have to do a web search on that, I guess. But yeah, I'm showing two people, and that's probably me. That device and that device. It's never shut off before like this. Oh, wait. It's never shut off. Yeah. The way I got it to turn on last time is I unplugged the device and plugged it back in, and that turned it on. I don't know why it would. Yeah, see? It's crazy. That's really bizarre. So how could there not be any people in here? That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Do I need to restart the video? I know that light that's coming in there is annoying. So I'll probably go close that curtain so that we can really get it on. No people in here. Let me see if I turn the comments on, because this is ridiculous. This is freaking ridiculous. What would happen if I tried leaving a comment myself? If I left a comment and it showed that it's me, then why would it still be registering that I'm watching the freaking video? That's stupid. Okay, there's 3 people. Okay, so now I know that it is getting out there. Okay, so let me start this discussion. Okay, so they're saying that only 30% of the people who are porno are females. Okay? So that means 70% of the people who are watching porno are males. Now, why would that be? Well, I already explained that just a few minutes ago. But the thing that is the kicker is, what are they watching? Okay, the porno sites are Pornhub and Porno en Español and Brazers, I guess. And what's the other one? Pornhub, Brazers. What's the other one? I don't know the other one. But a few searching that I did, which I'm not sure I really believe it 100%, right? Because you're talking about, now it's got to be a $200 billion a year industry. That's a lot of money. No wonder why they live such lavish lifestyles and live in Hollywood and have these fox furs and all this stuff, right? Because they're making bank. And, well, it says that the number one things that people search for are well, it says stepmom, right? Because I think by law they can't say mom. So they say stepmom and son. This is what people are searching for. So if this is true, we are a sick, perverted, freaking nation or world. And I can't really speak much for other countries because I've never been to other countries, for Mexico and Canada. And it says that the number one searched category for females is lesbian. Okay? So, I was remembering that, well, if you listen to a civil rights activist, a very good civil rights activist, she actually did a speech in South America. I told you about her before. She's an Indian from India, and her name is Susanna Aaron Dottie Roy. And she says, she wrote a book about it, that there are not just two genders. There are a lot of genders. Just because the person looks female doesn't mean that she is female, right? Sexually. And the number one searched category for the 30% of females that are watching pornography is they're not searching for dong. They're searching for women. And it makes sense because female, what I heard from one of my instructors, one of my teachers, this is when I was studying for a certain occupation. Nevertheless, he's still a teacher. And he was from a different culture. And he said, God's most beautiful creation was woman. So it makes sense that if these females are searching for lesbian category, it makes sense because woman is God's most beautiful creation. And so I think back to when I was younger, when I was around 30. There was this female, and she said, because I was with and she said, "What kind of a man are you?" And I was just like, I didn't know what to say, right? She was pretty. She was a very pretty girl. And she said that. And now, in retrospect, I think back and what I should, because I didn't answer her, but what I should have answered her when she asked me, "What kind of a man are you?" I should have responded to her with, "What kind of a man are you?" Because even though she was pretty and she looked like a female, apparently that is not her true gender. Her true gender is a dude in a female body. Okay? This is not just my opinion. You can read Susanna Aaron Dottie Roy, and she talks about this. So it makes sense that that's what is going on. So we are a sick nation of perverts, right? The number one category overall, the number one category is anal. Do research yourself, you'll see. And so that's what we're dealing with. That's all I've got for right now. I'll turn the video back on in a little while, let that marinate with you. Because even when I was back around 2008, I think it was around 2008, this one girl tried to tip me off. She was real pretty, actually. And she was a little bit like, she wasn't really chubby. She was just, I guess you could call it, she wasn't thin. But she was pretty. She was very pretty. And she was nice. She was very nice and she was very pretty. And she done something to get rid of it. I mean, she took drastic measures to get rid of the weight, and she looked more pretty the way she was. In the old days when, what's his name, the guy who used to draw pictures from Italy, I think it was from Italy, not Marconi. I don't know what the guy's name is. He's the famous guy. He used to draw pictures on the ceilings of churches and stuff. And all the beautiful women that he drew were not thin. They were not thin women. And she would have been one that he drew. She was that size. And she took drastic measures to be thin. And so Kevin Trudeau, I was looking at some of his videos right now just to check to see what he was doing right now. He has one video that says, "Eat this salt and you will lose weight." So go look for it. It's Kevin Trudeau. He's got good information. And so that's all I've got for right now. I'll probably listen to a little music and then start another live stream. But I just wanted to share this information because I think society is messed up. Somebody's been telling them things, right? That's got us all messed up. And I think we need to all start promoting more of these nudist colonies where a person can go and take off all their clothes and get sunshine, because we do not have it. The closest one to here is way the hell over there, right? A lot of people don't have money for that. But I think there needs more nudist colonies, to tell you the truth. And because you can't walk out in your yard and get sun naked. They will come and arrest you and probably throw you in the nut farm, in the funny farm, right? People can't afford to build fences and crap, right? And even if you did, you know, they'd become buying the airplanes and the drones. What are you doing out there naked, you freaking pervert? Right? Because if you read Kevin Trudeau's book, on the first page of what is healthy, what you can do to be healthy, you know, it's exercise, right? The first thing you can do to be healthy is get sunshine. Do you think that has something to do with it? Because they know that if people get sunshine, their freaking stocks will freaking dump. You think that's why they made these laws what they are? And so yeah, I just wanted to share that because I remembered that when this one girl told me that. If I'd have known then what I knew now, that would have been awesome. When she said, "What kind of a man are you?" I should have said, "What kind of a man are you?" Because obviously that's what she was. She was going for the girl I was with. Okay? And she's not the only one. So, talk to you in a little bit.